Sam Bankman-Fried arrested in the Bahamas.
I am astounded that it took this long.
They were apparently Democrats were like, well, we're not going to go after him. We're not. It's like, okay, we get it. He gave you money.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Martin Shkreli said that it could take them up to 5 years to prosecute. So he was like a couple days ago, I think on his YouTube channel was saying it's not that big of a deal. They took 4 years and 9 months to go after him is what he was saying. But then the next thing I saw is he's arrested.
How long did it take him to go after Bernie Madoff?
Good question.
Right away. So
As soon as they found out, but he was doing that. How long was he doing
exactly?
this scam for?
But we found out about this scam a while. They had a chance to lawyer up. They had a chance to destroy evidence. They had a chance to cover up their tracks. They had a chance. They lawyered up with Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they have some of the most powerful attorneys in the world right now working with them, as they had an advantage to be able to do a lot of crazy stuff that they could have hidden so much. They could have covered up so much. They could have got the lava bit. They could have got so many different actions that could have derailed the larger possible justice here. And I truly do believe that it's only because of the pressure, only because of the coverage of independent journalists, specifically on Twitter, that made them do something. And if it wasn't for this particular pressure from Twitter, from independent media, I wouldn't see them doing anything.
It was broken by a Twitter user, wasn't it? Just I think it was Crypto Bitboy or something was the guy's name.
Yeah.
There was a Twitter user that just followed some leads or whatever and started exposing it and started really putting out the information on Sam Bankman-Fried and
It was like
exposed it.
Autism Capital also did a bunch of good work on it, and it was these independent Twitter users, and Elon started picking the independent Twitter users up.
That's
and was
the
like,
internet, man. Come on.
I love it.
Hey, they're
Shout
a
out to
serious
Autism
group.
Capital.
Phil, don't
Dude,
take
Autism Capital exposed that like right when the crash was happening, there was a hack at FTX, and $300 million in crypto disappeared off their network.
Good.
I want to know where that money went. Find that money and bring it back. I think that Sam should have to. I don't want to see him get his life annihilated. I want to see him pay those people back.
Yeah, but how?
Crowdfund the money. What people, obviously,
crowdfund?
Sam. Like, if he knows enough people that he's paying hundreds of millions to, like, Democratic donors, time for the democracy to get back to Sam. Pay him back.
The thing is, like, I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough about the actual scheme that he had going on to speak on it, so I can't really say. But I just can't imagine him. I know that he was lying about having the money, so I can't imagine him being able to produce the money that he stole. I just don't see how anyone would. I mean, who's going to fund him?
Yeah. I don't know. I suggested, what if we use tax money? And it was like, you statists, you communists. No.
Well, I mean,
I was like, okay, what if we do a crowdfunding campaign to help these people out? Because there's people that lost like their last $70,000. It was all on FTX, and now it's at zero.
Yeah, I lost $100. I was mad.
Like, some people lost everything.
What happened? Like, you just logged in your account? It was nothing.
Yeah,
there?
I tried to take my $100 out.
And it's so similar to the Great Depression. What happened when all these margin calls got pulled back? All these people were investing on margin loans, and then when the crash happens, you lose. They call your margin. They take your money to pay off the undervalued asset or whatever. And these people, it's a different situation because he was actually, it looks like he was advertently frauding his investors. He was telling them, your money's going to be safe in this account at FTX. But what's happening is they're funneling it to Alameda Research and then using that to invest.
Wait until people find out about the American banking system.
The American banking system is backed by nuclear weapons. No one's going to do anything with, and no one's going to do anything about the American banking system.
Man, I really do want to see Sam pay these people back. I think the righteous thing.
I think the best you can hope for is him going to jail.
They only pay like a few cents an hour in jail, though.
He's got to raise the money. He's got to know people.
Well, no,
He's
hold
so
on.
connected.
A few billion hours. Well, a few 100 billion hours, and maybe he can pay some,
or at least pay back
back
the small investors, the people that were in for like $9,000, and that was all they had. And now they're working paycheck to paycheck again, making like $30 a week, extra than what they can afford or something like that. Like, people, it's cold. It's cold outside. It's got to do something. We can do something. What?
I don't know what there is to be done. I think the best thing that I don't know that there is anything that can be done to the people that lost money to make. I don't think there's anything that can be done to make them whole. I don't see him.
I'm sure when you signed up you signed an agreement saying that you recognize risk and blah, blah, blah.
But they were blatantly told, we are not touching your money. FTX will not touch this money. It's going into an account. It's going to be safe. We're going to hold it and then give it back to you. And they were taking it into these other sludge funds that they had where like all the money was mixed together. And
the thing is, that's why Sam Bankman-Fried needs to suffer, not physically suffer, but suffer. There needs to be repercussions that disincentivize people from doing what he did. Now the honeypot's big because you're talking about billions of dollars. So the payoff is really, 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 really worth the risk to a lot of people. But if you make the penalty, bad enough, hopefully it would deter people.
I don't think it will, man.
I think there's always going to be people that are going to break the law.
Right. We've got Chicago. You got gun laws. You got murder laws. You got death penalty, and people are just.
Oh, is Illinois death penalty?
I'm pretty sure Illinois is death penalty, right? Electric chair.
I don't know.
Maybe
you're
Maybe
right.
Not because it is a blue state.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, even if it is death penalty, most of your street crime like that doesn't get death penalty because usually it has to be something like premeditated murder, something.
Oh yeah, no, since 2011, no more death penalty.
Okay.
Yeah. So there you go. So I've looked at that stuff and I don't think criminal charges deter people from committing crimes.
They're supposed to.
They're supposed to, but they I think the issue with all the crime we've seen and the collapse that we're seeing in this country is based on a lack of community. That people don't respect each other, they don't fear each other, they don't care. Used to be that the reason you wouldn't rob your neighbor's house was because you were scared about what your neighbors would say when they found out you were a robber. You wouldn't be able to go to the grocery store, then you wouldn't be able to buy bread or meat. Now it's just you go to a city and they're like, don't know you, don't care.
Yeah,
take from you.
Sam's lack of compassion for the people that used FTX is stark. He's done a lot of interviews which people have said this is a terrible move for someone right after they commit a multi-billion-dollar fraud like he did, or at least I don't know if is it okay to say he committed fraud?
Because yes.
Even if it just looks like he admitted it to CoffeeZilla and Twitter.
He said what he did was wrong. He said that what he did qualifies as fraud. So what he admitted to meets the definition of fraud, so it's okay to call it fraud.
Is he a patsy? Is there somebody else that stole his money? Because he doesn't seem like the smartest guy,
He's playing the idiot now, but he was known as like the next
he went to
Warren
MIT.
Buffett, they were saying.
Yeah, but MIT.
That's who was saying that. The media organizations that he was funneling money into.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, some of the most discredited names in corporate media. He was financing a lot of the media organizations. Just like Bill Gates, he was giving them a lot of money. That money buys you a lot of influence, and then the corporate media kisses your ass.
Let's be real, though.
Fortune.
It seems like if you do the opposite of what Jim Cramer says, you'll be rich.
Yeah. I believe there are bots that counter trade Jim Cramer.
The inverse Cramer.
Right.
You know what? I'm going at this as I hope that people get their money back. But you're right, Phil. There needs to be strict, harsh penalties for what he did because he defrauded billions of dollars out of I don't know how many tens of thousands of humans lost their life savings on this. How many thousands?
Maybe we got to bring back some unusual punishment. Like tarring and feathering, something like that.
I mean, you could make an argument to allow the people that he actually defrauded to take it into their own hands, but I mean, that's not a good argument, or it's not a good solution. But it's a solution that might deter people if everyone you defraud gets to beat the absolute crap out of you.
We're in the age of like impact investment right now, where people think the ends justify the means. If we're giving to things we believe in, then if other people get screwed along the way, it's worth it. I think that's Sam's sick mentality. I mean, how many drugs was he using? Different.
Do you think that I don't know if he's made any remarks about this other than the fact that I've read headlines that talked about his philanthropy. I don't remember who wrote the headline, but I recall a headline that was something like, "This is going to mess up his ability to do the projects that he was looking to help people." It was one of the more sycophantic headlines I've ever seen about a person that was accused of such a dramatic financial crime. But
they call it.
I think it was something like, now his dream projects won't be visualized.
Something
and I'm like,
it was something like that, yeah.
I mean, it's not philanthropy. They use this cover word in order to just buy people off. And, I mean, especially when it comes to the whole nonprofit sector, there's a lot of criminals in that whole sector that are just acting like they're giving away their money when in reality they're just making money for themselves. You look at Bill Gates. He was like, I'm going to give away all my money. He doubled his money since saying that a couple of years ago. That's not a coincidence. It's not an accident. And I think, thinking deeper here, I think there's a big possibility that this SBF guy was a patsy. He was the last man holding the bag, and that there was a bigger operation at hand here that was moving around the billions of dollars in secret shadow funds that are still unaccounted for.
They call it, global corporations are calling it impact investment, where you invest in things that you want to see happen regardless of the return on your investment. It's just about giving money to things you believe in. In the tech sector, they're calling it effective altruism. They're mutilating the word altruism and saying, if there's a net benefit, if we have to hurt 99 people, but we help 100, it's worth it. It's effectively altruistic.
Yeah, to me,
that's utilitarianism.
Yeah, it is absolutely utilitarianism. And a lot of people got hurt in this risk, this unnecessary risk.
Like Thanos. Like Thanos from Marvel. He wants to save the universe by killing half of them, right? There you go.
Yeah,
there,
just like Bill Gates.
You're about to follow up on
There's
something.
people that are making an argument now.
You know what? You should make I don't know if the meme translates, if like some kind of bargain bin Thanos is Bill Gates. What expectation versus reality? Thanos snapping, and then in reality it's Bill Gates going, there are too many people. Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.